Hello guys, this is my second math video and it's on the equidistance property. I'm not sure if that's the official name, but what it basically is, it's when you're multiplying two numbers and they're both the same distance from a certain number, and then you multiply them. And I'll show you how that works right now. So first, let's think about this. How does 39 times 41 relate to 40 times 40? Well, 39 is just, if you add 1, you get 40. And 41, you have to add 1 to 40, and you get that. So they're both 1 away from 40. Okay, hope I didn't lose anyone. So now, let's represent x as 40. And when you multiply two x's, you get x squared. Easy enough. So now, let's see what happens when we do this. X minus 1, of course it's 39. X plus 1 is 41. Just reminding you guys, since x in this case is 40. Okay. So now, let's see what happens if we multiply them while they're just like that. X minus 1 times x plus 1 is just x squared minus 1. If you actually do the algebra, that's what it comes down to. And hopefully you should know that x squared is just 1600, because 40 squared is 1600. What is 40 made of? 4 times 10. And if you actually separate them, 4 times 4 is 16, times 10 times 10, 16, you add 2 zeros for every 10. Just remember, you add a 0 for every 10 that you're multiplying. So now we got the x squared part, so all that's left to do is just subtract 1. So 1600 minus 1, and that's it. That's your answer. As long as you know this, you're only really doing an easy step and then subtracting a small number. So it's like 4 times 4 with 2 zeros minus 1. Now let's think of it in a general way. X minus d and x times x plus d. D, as you can imagine, represents the distance from x. So now, if you multiply them, you get x squared minus d squared. Easy enough. If you actually do the algebra, yeah, that's what you get. But I just went ahead and did it. I didn't show the steps because I'm not teaching algebra. Well, anyway, moving on. Okay, so now that we have a general formula for this, let's think of a number that we know. Well, something that we should know. Well, hopefully we know that 90 squared is 8100. Because you know, 9 times 9 is 81, and then you get those 2 zeros. Easy enough. So now, if we go 1 down and 1 up, we can solve it easily. The distance is 1, so you just subtract 1 squared. The distance is 2, so you subtract 2 squared. Oops, sorry. And the distance is 5. 5 squared, 25. And of course, so on and so on. But let's say we have, I don't know, 79 times 101. Where did I get these numbers from? Well, if you actually subtract 11 from 90, you get 79. If you add 11, you get 101. Now, what's 11 squared? 121. Oh no, a big number. Don't worry, it's the same thing. Just 90 squared minus 11 squared. Hopefully you know 11 times 11 is 121. Oops. I put an equal signs here. So what is 90 squared minus 11 squared? Well, it's just 8100 minus 121, which is the only actual math you actually have to do. Because the first one you're just memorizing these if you think about it. So it's just 79, 79? Is that it? Yeah, looks right. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. Okay, so yeah. There's something else I want to talk about. Oh yeah, and as you can imagine, this doesn't really always work. Well, it always works, it's just like sometimes it works better than other times. Oops, let me move this box here. Like, for example, let me use small numbers. 5 times 6. You can't use it in that case because 5 and 6 don't have a number in between. They do, but it's 5.5. You really want to avoid messing with decimals. It's a little messy. And let's say you have that number, and yeah, of course it's just a random number. 27, 9. Of course, they're both just one away from a number in between them. But of course, we're not going to be able to figure that out if we're like normal people. So yeah, as you can imagine, it doesn't really always work unless you know the number in between. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave it in the comments section. And I'll see you guys next time.